Hello plant people, it is Nora the Leca Queen. Thank you for joining me. Today I am going to be showing you some of your plants in Leca requests. I asked you what plants you'd like to see in Leca, you gave me a list and I'm going to show these to you now. Stay tuned because some are plants I've never shown before and some are some plants that are pretty rare. So you're going to want to see what I've got lined up for you. So let's jump straight into it. Somebody wanted to know about my Monsteras, how my Monsteras are going. I'm going to do a video about my Monsteras. So I won't show you all my Monsteras right now. I'll just give you a little snippet. Here with me, I've got my Monstera Peru. That is my Peru over there. I love the Peru because just look at the texture on those leaves. It's just absolutely fabulous and to die for. This one's living in my Italian Leca and really having a good time. It's just a single stem in here, which goes against everything, I believe. So I'm wondering whether I should just get a new Peru or if I should propagate this one. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I should propagate it or I should just get a new one to make it a bit bushy? Let me know. I am also going to show you another Monstera. I've actually got a Monstera back here. That is my huge Monstera Deliciosa that also has a Monstera Hoya living in there as well. And that little Hoya was a reverted one and it's coming back to its Hoya state. So that is going to be exciting. So this is a plant to keep an eye on and I'll let you know how she goes down the track. This baby here is my Monstera Siltepecana. I really love this plant. She's living in Leca, living on a moss pole and is doing really well. Look at that. It's just those leaves are just going gangbusters. And it's almost time for me to extend this pole actually because it's going to the top of its pole. And I'm really looking for some fenestrations here. I really want this plant to start fenestrating. There's about 4 stems on this moss pole. It looks absolutely stunning, but I want it to fenestrate. And I'm pretty sure by the time it gets to about 1.5 meters, it will have started to do that, but I'm getting a little bit impatient and I'd like it to start doing that now, please. So that is my little Monstera and that'll wrap things up for my Monstera demonstration. So you just need to watch out for my update on all my Monsteras. I'll do that video and get that to you soon. Next up, someone wants to see some Fiddles. I got so many Fiddles, but my absolute favorites are my Variegated Fiddles. You know that. So I've got a big Bambino doing its thing. I've got 2 other Fiddles. I've got 2 Fiddles right at the back there. I'm sure you can see them. And then I've got my Variegated Fiddles. So I've got 2 Variegated Fiddles. This is the bigger one and it has, not had a very good time of it lately. As you can see, those leaves are not looking the best, but she is alive. She's living in Leca and she's actually given me a new leaf. So that one there is a new leaf and that looks nice and lovely. So I'm very hopeful that come spring, this plant is going to do really well. I do have a smaller Variegated Fiddle and it's so cute. It's so cute. And check that out. That's a new leaf coming through there. It is hanging on for dear life and it is not going to be denied. She's also living in Leca and she's doing her thing. I'm really loving how this is going and I cannot wait, fast forward 5 years from now, this will be a specimen to behold. Now, I have been getting a lot of requests for me to show you guys an update on my Hoya Crimson Princess. This is the Hoya that I put up on a moss pole and people have been dying to know what it's doing. Not much. That's a new leaf there. It's got some new leaves coming and the vines are getting longer. So I actually need to strap those down a bit. Look at that one. I need to strap that one down and I'm still working on getting this one to attach to the moss pole. But apart from that, it's, it's just doing its thing. There's not much going on. It seems to be happy on the moss ball. So yeah, that's a plus. And it's really a bit too early to sort of see any kind of progress at this stage. Probably in the next 3 months or so would be a good indicator to see how she takes to the moss ball. But as always, I will keep you posted. Somebody wanted to see some philodendrons, so more waxy leaf type plants. So I've got here with me, this is my Philodendron Imperial Red. Look at that gorgeous beauty living in her lovely ceramic cash pot. She's living in Leca as well, and that's her. You know, she just looks absolutely fabulous. Those leaves are, I love this one. It's got, before it got that sort of dry bit there, it had this red sort of variegation going on there. But what I really want to show you with this plant is it has twins on the way. This is one leaf here, and that's another leaf over there. So twinsies, I'm really excited about that one. That is my Philodendron Imperial. That was a gift from a friend, and she's doing really well, loving life in Leca. She was a soil to Leca transition, and yeah, she absolutely loves it. This is my Philodendron Congo. Look at my gorgeous Philodendron Congo. I got this plant when it was really tiny, and I think she's really loving life in Leca. That bright green leaf there, that's a new leaf. That's a new leaf over there. That's a new leaf over there. She is just brimming with life, and it's lovely to see. That is my Philodendron Congo, and a plant like this will make such a lovely feature. Whack this into a lovely ceramic pot, and you know, it will sit on a table or somewhere, and it just looks absolutely fabulous. You cannot beat the simplicity of a dark green leaf, guys. Variegated plants have got nothing on something that looks like this. I'm sure you can agree. And if you're liking this video, if you're finding value from it, please don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps my channel. Next up is ferns. I don't have too many ferns living in Leca at the moment. That's something that I'm gradually getting into. But I do have this little blue star fern. This little blue star fern is living in my special sauce. So it's undergoing the soil to Leca long method transition. And I've got another little blue star fern. This one is living in Leca, and I put this one directly into Leca. And these two ferns are part of a little experiment that I'm conducting that will help me determine what's the best way of transitioning a fern from soil to Leca. So watch this space. I'm about to bring you the update on that experiment pretty soon. Now we go to the realm of begonias. I've got my gorgeous begonia here. Some of you might remember this one. This is my Begonia White Ice. She's absolutely stunning. I've got a video where I show how I transitioned her from soil to Leca. If you haven't seen it, just click on the link above and that'll take you to it. But I just love how, you know, just look at those angel wing shaped leaves and those white dots. Just looks absolutely stunning. But what's great is look at these. These are new leaves. This plant is thriving, living in Leca, having a whale of a time. That's its cash pot over there, having a great time. So if you have seen the video where I transitioned this plant, I did mention in that video that the tip cutting was looking a bit sus because it didn't have as many roots as the other cuttings, but I decided to put it up anyway because I was way too impatient, which is always a bad thing, because what ended up happening is I was keeping an eye on that tip cutting because I thought something's going to happen here, and I was correct. That tip was not doing well. So I pulled it out of the pot and I put it back in the propagation medium. And it has been propagating in here, and it now has more roots in there. So, and while it's been in there, it's been a bit busy new leaves, new leaves. So I think this plant is actually now ready to go back into the mother pot. I mean, or I could maybe sell this one. I don't know, but I'm not really into selling plants. I just much rather have a bushy looking plant than to sell it. So I might just put this one back in with the rest of the cuttings and have a bushy Begonia White Ice. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let us talk anthuriums. I've only got 3 anthuriums. My anthurium collection definitely needs to be bigger, and if I had more money I could do that, or if I had more space I could, but for now I'm happy with my little 3 anthuriums, and I'm going to show those to you. So I've got this one here, and oh gosh, look at that. Isn't that just absolutely stunning? This is my Crystallinum X, and look at that teeny tiny leaf. I love how anthurium leaves start off red, and then as they get older, then they get to the green. So that's a little leaf that's coming along, and she's having a whale of her time in this Leca, and you can see that root is actually coming out of that ventilation hole over there. So that root system looks really, really healthy. This anthurium has taken really well to the Leca. I'll show you another Crystallinum X. So this is supposed to be a dark form Crystallinum X. Bit bigger than the other one. So lovely, lovely, lovely. And this is a new leaf here. It's still transitioning from the red to the green. So that's looking good. Got a little yellow leaf here. Remember I talked about yellow leaves. Yellow leaves are normal, you know. This plant is healthy. All the other leaves are healthy. I'm not worried about that. That's just an old leaf that's on its way out. And you can see that this plant is living in Leca, and there's some really gorgeous roots that are coming through there. This is what I would call a successful soil to Leca transition. This is my last one. This is my Anthurium, Forgetti and Crystallinum hybrid. Look at this one. This is a leaf that has developed since this plant has been in my care. It's stunning. These are the leaves that it came with, and that's the new one. That's the thing I love about these plants. They just get better and better. And that is the root system there, living in the Leca, and you can see all the fuzzy roots reaching down to the bottom. That is fabulous. That is absolutely fabulous. I mean, look at these babies. Look at them. They are just gorgeous. Look at how they move. Anthuriums are just, I'm really loving anthuriums, and that, my friends, is a dangerous sport. Very, very dangerous. Watermelon peperomia is something you guys always ask to see. You always ask to see the watermelon. And well, you ask and I give. This right here is my gorgeous, gorgeous baby. This is my watermelon peperomia. Look at that. She's absolutely glorious. Look at the size on that. Absolutely fantastic. She's good. I love her. I'm thinking of actually changing this up a bit. I'm thinking this plant is not as big as I would like it to be. And I was actually at the store today and I picked up a watermelon peperomia because I wanted to come and beef this one up. I put it back. But I might just go back and pick it up because I want to put this plant in a bowl type pot. So when I can find a pot that can work, I want a bowl, and then I'll have it coming over like that. I think it will look so much better in a bowl, but I need to find something that will work with semi-hydro. This is the thing with semi-hydro. It's just constantly thinking about pots that can work. Maybe that's a teeny weeny disadvantage of semi-hydro, but that's a challenge I'm happy to take on. But yes, and that is my gorgeous baby watermelon peperomia. Feast on that. Moving on from the watermelon peperomia is my Chinese money plants. That is my money plants there, living the life. I've actually staked my Chinese money plants just because they're just getting so tall now and they just need that support. So if you look at this one, it's got heaps of pups, like 1, 2, 3, 4 pups, I think. And I've decided that I'm going to keep the pups in that. But look at the size of those leaves. They're crazy. Look at that. It's absolutely stunning. So that's one. This one is my second Chinese money plant. Just look at that. It's crazy. It is also, look, I don't know how many pups there are here. It's got pups coming out of the ventilation in the pots. Look at that. Those are pups there. It's insane. It's insane. I've got 3 of them. The other one looks just like the other big one as well. So that's me and my crazy Chinese money plants. They're crazy. I don't know what the end game is for me and these Chinese money plants, but I love them. That's them. They're insane. And they're living in Leca. They're living in semi-hydro and they drink like crazy. I'm constantly topping up these reservoirs and literally just fill them all the way up to the top because I can't be filling the reservoir every 2 days. But no root rot, nothing. They just thrive. Try it. This right here is my Dieffenbachia. It's a dumb cane. I'm not sure what kind of Dieffenbachia this is, but it's living in Leca as well. And there's 3 of them there. And that's doing really well. I love how it's going. It's really hard to control. Look at that. Look at the leaf patterns on that. It's absolutely glorious plant. New leaves coming through all the time. That is my Dieffenbachia. I really, really like it. It's, again, a lovely feature plant living in Leca. That's its reservoir there. I'll show you what its roots are doing. Look at that. You know, it's very possible to grow a Dieffenbachia in Leca and they absolutely love it. Now, the last plant I'm going to show you is a bird of paradise. I need to tell you a little bit about this bird of paradise. I've had this bird of paradise for a couple of years now. I got it from a market and really, really cheap, and the plant was doing really, really well. This is what the plant looked like before I decided to muck around with it and put it in semi-hydroponics. So when I moved it from soil to Leca, that was just the early days of transitions for me. I didn't quite, I wasn't very confident with my skills. I didn't really, I wasn't as intuitive as I am now. So I put the plant in Leca and bam, root rot struck. And the leaves started to die off. And I was like, this isn't good. I pulled it out of the Leca and I put it in a Clonex clone solution. So a minimized version of my special sauce because Rootzone wasn't available then. So I put it in my special sauce and I let it do its thing. And eventually those roots started to form. I started to see water roots and I thought, yep, this is working. It's going to be okay. And I kept it in that solution for a really, really long time. And then once I thought there were enough roots, I moved it into Leca and it's alive. And I'm talking months, guys. So this is not a plant that was a success story for me overnight. If you look at this clip over here, it just shows you how much I went through with this plant. It was not easy. Persistence is key. Sometimes things don't work out. I mean, I can't stand here and lie to you and say all the transitions that I do are successful. Some are not. But you have to fight for your plant, and I fought for this plant. This plant is still alive, and I will show it to you now. This is my bird of paradise here, living in a 20 centimeter pot, filled with leca. So I think when I did the transition on this plant, there was about 4 leaves on there. These are 2 of the original leaves. And then it gave me this little leaf. It took forever for this leaf to come out. And when it did, this is what happened. Things did not go well, which was okay. But now I've got this. This is a new leaf that looks fabulous. And I think it is going to be absolutely stunning. But see if I can show you some roots. I can't see any roots from outside the pot. So you're gonna have to just take my word for it. This plant is growing and is doing well because I've got a new leaf that's coming. And you know how long it takes for one of these birds of paradise to give a new leaf when it's indoors. It takes forever. So this is a really good sign. It means my roots are doing okay. My plant has finally gotten used to living in leca and is doing all right. I'm pretty sure if you had a smaller plant and you put that into leca, it would be okay. My plant was huge when I moved it from soil to leca, but I've been able to save it, and here we are today. Having shown you my bird of paradise, I will say goodbye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Goodbye.